The NASACT Hall of Fame was created in 2015 as part of the association's centennial celebration. Conceived as a way to honor those who have made major and enduring impacts, the Hall of Fame is meant to memorialize the vision, accomplishments, and lasting impacts of leaders among the association's membership and the broader NASACT community.
Hall of Fame nominees were evaluated on 4 main criteria: promotion or enhancement of government accountability, efficiency, or effectiveness, improvement of state government, impact upon the lives of citizens or upon those employed by state governments, and peer recognition of excellence and achievement.
This year, we recognize inductees from both 2020 and 2021. These leaders have made significant contributions to government accounting, auditing, and treasury management, and the broader landscape within which NASACT and its members and peers operate.
At the height of the Civil Rights Movement in 1963, Roland W. Burris made history when he was hired as the first ever African-American bank examiner. He soon made his move to state government as director of the Illinois Department of General Services.
In 1978, Burris made history again, becoming the first African-American elected to statewide office in Illinois. He was re-elected twice and served as comptroller until January 1991. He was Illinois Attorney General for a term and was also a trustee of the Financial Accounting Foundation from 1991 through 1994.
On December 31, 2008, Burris capped his political career with his selection to fill the unexpired term of former Illinois Senator and President-elect Barack Obama.
Burris was a strong proponent of modernizing the accounting industry. He was instrumental to the formation of the National Association of State Comptrollers, serving as its president in 1980. He felt strongly that NASACT should be a stable, standalone entity and worked to establish NASACT's independence and its D.C. office during his time as NASACT's president in 1986. He was also a leading figure in the push to create an Office of the Comptroller at the federal level and the formation of the GASB.
A favorite son of Illinois, Burris has served with honor and dignity throughout his career, breaking down barriers and blazing a trail for others to follow at both the state and federal levels.
Robert L. GILDY was State Comptroller of Alabama for 22 years. He was an early proponent of the GASB and the adoption of generally accepted accounting principles. He led the design and implementation of the nation's first ERP system.
Always on the leading edge of technology and business process redesign, GILDY was on the board of the National Electronic Commerce Coordinating Council, an early coalition working to improve government. He helped form the Southern Alliance of States to implement electronic benefit transfer and was a pioneer in developing guidance to implement the Cash Management Improvement Act.
In addition to being an inspiring leader, GILDY has made impactful contributions to teaching and mentoring others. He has written articles for books in NASACT's Leadership in Government series and created and personally led numerous professional development programs offered by the AGA and Auburn University. A past president of both NASACT and the National Association of State Comptrollers, he was actively involved as a mentor to new state comptrollers and a strong voice for ongoing government improvement.
A role model, a teacher, an inspirational leader, and a devoted public servant, GILDY has established a legacy of respect and professional curiosity that will undoubtedly lead others to greatness in his path.
William KILMARTIN believes in the proposition that government institutions are interdependent and that close coordination can foster significant improvements. He has a keen understanding of technology and its capabilities and application.
Early on, he recognized technology as a change agent and eagerly embraced it to enable business transformation. He sponsored and led projects to increase the use of EFT and to establish the EBT network. for which he received a Special Contribution Award from the Vice President of the United States. He automated provisions of the Cash Management Improvement Act and completed numerous e-commerce projects, including the nation's first electronic purchasing website.
As a member and ultimately as president of the National Association of State Comptrollers, KILMARTIN spearheaded interaction with the National CFO Council on issues like CMIA, OMB A87, and the National Single Audit. He was a leader and principal catalyst in the creation of the National Electronic Commerce Coordinating Council and an active participant on the task force that developed the landmark GASB Statement 34. His private sector career is no less impressive. KILMARTIN has co-authored books on collaboration and leadership and mentored countless government officials on transforming processes to improve the lives of citizens.
Although KILMARTIN does not seek the spotlight, his contributions are hard to overlook. He's been recognized as a visionary with numerous awards from the public and private sectors and academia.
KILMARTIN is a tireless mentor, advocate, and leader, pushing government at all levels to be its best. In this spirit, he has leveraged his special talents to create and sustain a vision for how government should work.
David R. Bean has been a passionate advocate, leader, and teacher in the pursuit of excellence in government financial accounting and reporting.
His advocacy for improved accountability and transparency traces back to his time as Deputy Director of the Illinois GAAP Implementation Project, which resulted in one of the earliest examples of a state-level annual comprehensive financial report developed in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. His commitment to government excellence didn't waver as he moved on to become director of GFOA's Certificate of Achievement program, the last director of the NCGA, and finally to be GASB's Director of Research and Technical Activities.
Over the years, he's consistently and persuasively encouraged governments throughout the nation to adopt GASB standards and follow GAAP. Today, thousands of governments have adopted these practices.
His leadership is characterized by the evolution of GAAP and the maturation of the GASB standards. Under his guidance, GASB standards have become more comprehensive, relevant, and impactful to the changing environment of government itself.
Bean has epitomized the concept of due diligence. He recognized that the process by which proposed standards are debated and adopted is almost as important as the content.
His career demonstrates enduring and positive contributions to the profession of public sector financial accounting and reporting, and he has helped literally thousands of public sector practitioners improve their craft. He is a role model for the next generation.
Known in New Mexico and around the nation for his moral integrity and character, James B. Lewis came from humble beginnings. He began his professional career in 1970 as a U.S. Army military policeman.
In 1982, after hearing negative comments about local and state government, he decided to become part of the solution. Facing great odds, he was elected Bernalillo County Treasurer, the first African American to be elected in the county. Excelling in this role, he was tapped by Governor Tony Anaya in 1985 to become state treasurer after a scandal led to the removal of his predecessor. With fierce determination, he turned the agency back into one of honesty and integrity, passing 17 pieces of legislation in his first year to improve efficiency, accountability, and transparency.
He moved on to be Chief of Staff for New Mexico Governor Bruce King, utilizing his knowledge and expertise to enhance numerous city agencies and commissions, and he received a presidential appointment to serve as Assistant Secretary in the U.S. Department of Energy.
In 2005, another scandal plagued the state treasurer's office, and New Mexicans once again looked to Lewis when they chose him as the first African-American statewide elected official. He labored to transform the agency, collaborating with an oversight committee and the State Department of Finance, and engaging newspaper editorial boards and community stakeholders to restore faith in the system. After 2 successful terms, he gained the distinction of being the state's longest-serving state treasurer.
A great believer in collaboration, Lewis was active in community and professional organizations. He served as president of both NASACT and NAST, and he has received numerous national and state awards recognizing his character and accomplishments.
Lewis contended with significant issues during his time of public service, but he gladly accepted the challenges because he knew he could make a difference. His legacy of honesty and integrity is still felt today as he continues to be a model for future generations.
Beneath his quiet demeanor, David A. VOUT's steady, consistent determination and commitment to transparency and the rule of law have served him well.
Spending 25 years working his way up through various roles with KPMG in the 80s and 90s, VOUT learned the value of hard work and earned practical experience about accounting and auditing in both the public and private sectors. He put this knowledge to use when he was elected as Iowa's state auditor in 2002, a post to which he was re-elected twice. As state auditor, he was known as a straight shooter, a citizen advocate, and a noteworthy steward of taxpayer dollars. He managed several investigations in Iowa that resulted in criminal prosecutions and the safeguarding of public funds.
As president of NSAA, VOUT was a national proponent of government transparency and accountability, navigating the association through issues including finding a sustainable funding source for the GASB, efforts to reform the single audit process, and the implementation of the Digital Accountability and Transparency Act.
In 2013, VOUT became the 4th chairman of the GASB. During his tenure, he led the board through significant updates to the financial reporting model that underlies governmental financial statements. Other major projects under his purview included retiree healthcare obligations, tax abatements, and leases. VOUT expertly navigated daunting challenges and communicated adeptly to manage complex priorities and partnerships among a diverse stakeholder group.
He was chair of the CPA Examination Review Board, NASBA, and the Iowa Accountancy Examining Board. During his career, VOUT has received numerous industry awards and recognition at both the state and national levels.
VOUT has served the citizens of Iowa and the nation with a quiet dignity and an unshakable commitment to finding consensus during an era of unprecedented complexity and polarization.
We gathered tonight to honor these inductees and to remind ourselves of the greatness we all strive to achieve in our profession.